1458. 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
It's the perfect time for a powerful business refresh during Dell Technologies Cyber Savings Event. It starts now with up to 50% off high-performance Windows 10 business laptops, desktops, and servers, plus top brand electronics. It's also your chance to streamline IT and simplify PC life cycles with PC as a service. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 10 Pro for business. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL or visit Dell.com/smallbusinessdeals.
We still have some traffic troubles, in fact, some big rig traffic troubles in San Jose. Let's catch up with Kim Vestal.
We do. In fact, now we have a pair of problems on southbound 101 in South San Jose. We've been keeping an eye on this backup. Behind a big rig, a semi that ended up on its side somehow, southbound 101 before Metcalf Road. It's blocking the right lane, and the Highway Patrol says that right lane will be blocked probably until 6 o'clock. Fortunately, there are other lanes, so traffic is getting by, but it is slow from before Highway 85. Now, the second problem is southbound 101 near 85, an injury accident likely in the backup there. Haven't confirmed how many, if any, lanes are blocked, so that's adding to the delay. But no issues northbound if you're headed into San Jose. We do have a hazard on northbound 85. Someone lost a couple of chairs in the middle of the freeway there. The fourth, possibly third lanes, middle of the road there, northbound 85 before Union Avenue. Hopefully Highway Patrol can get out there and get them out of the way before they cause an accident. Otherwise, no accidents on 85 between 101 and South San Jose. Next update at 3:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
We are starting to see a warm-up around here. We're seeing mid-80s, low 90s in the inland valleys, upper 60s to mid-70s by the bay, mid-60s at the coast, warmer inland through Saturday. We are talking low to mid-90s. Traffic and weather together on KCBS. It's Wednesday, July 8th, 2020. Coming up.
I'm Doug Sovereign. 3 more counties on the state COVID-19 watch list, and the governor worries about keeping kids safe, not presidential pressure to reopen schools.
I'm Kathy Novak. Almost 200 correctional officers now infected in the San Quentin COVID outbreak.
I'm Patty Rising with Jeff Bell. CBS News is next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1. San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, a radio.com station.
3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Futterman in Los Angeles. The White House getting tough today with schools and colleges.
We're safely reopening our country, and very importantly, we're safely reopening our schools. We want the schools to be open and going.
President Trump threatening to withhold federal funds if schools don't reopen. Tom Frieden, the former head of the CDC, says schools have to be careful.
If you charge right into it, it's not going to work out well. Look at Arizona, Texas, Florida. Rushing into reopening leads you to take one quick, careless step forward and many steps backward.
New Jersey today expanding its face mask rules. Governor Phil Murphy.
We were the first state in America to require them indoors. They've been strongly recommended out of doors. We're going to turn that up a notch today and say we're going to ask you if you can't socially distance, then it's going to be required.
Ivy League schools announced today they will not have any sports in the upcoming months.
The 8 prestigious Ivy League schools have canceled all fall sports because of the COVID-19 pandemic. A decision on winter sports is expected later this month. Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh has also canceled all fall sports. The 11 members in the Centennial Conference that compete in the NCAA's Division III have also canceled all fall sports because of coronavirus. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
The Supreme Court today said employers do not have to make contraception part of their health care plans. Law professor Lori Levinson.
This decision is likely to have an impact on tens of thousands or more of women who are seeking contraceptive care from their employer. But under this exception, if the employer says we have a moral religious objection, they're not required to provide it.
A key witness in the president's impeachment hearings is leaving. Cammie McCormick with details.
A statement from his lawyer said Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman always said his career would be limited, but they say due to Vindman being thrust into the spotlight, there was a campaign of bullying, intimidation, and retaliation against him. His patriotism, they say, cost him his career. He was never promoted to colonel.
66 years ago today.
Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right.
Elvis Presley made his debut on radio. A Memphis station played his song, That's All Right, Mama.
All right. That's all right.
Elvis may have left the building, but he's still on the air. On Wall Street, a very good day. The Dow ends the day up 177. Also a good day for the NASDAQ. It ends the day up 148. This is CBS News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you want the ability to adjust your loan options in real time, Rocket can. Visit rocketmortgage.com today.
It's 3:03 at the Bay Area's news station KCBS. We're kicking off a warming trend that's going to last through the weekend. Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rising along with Jeff Bell. Here's what's happening.
Patty, Napa County is among the latest counties added to the state's coronavirus watch list as COVID-19 cases soar to a record daily high here in California. KCBS political reporter Doug Sofrin says Governor Newsom will not let President Trump bully him into reopening schools if it can't be done safely.
Governor Newsom, who rarely criticizes President Trump in public these days, bristled when asked at his COVID-19 briefing about the president's threat on Twitter to cut off money for states that don't get all their schools open again in the fall. How to resume schooling, the governor said, will be up to each district, not him, based on conditions that can differ dramatically from district to district.
All of these things need to be managed at the local level with the foundational framework of keeping our kids and our teachers healthy and safe. And yes, I fear that more than I fear a tweet.
The governor also fears a summer surge in COVID-19, fueled, he said, by the young invincibles who think the virus can't really hurt them. California logged a record-shattering 11,694 cases in the prior 24 hours, though maybe 2,000 of those were actually holiday weekend cases reported late by LA County. The positive test rate has hit 7.1% over the past 2 weeks, and hospitalizations and ICU numbers are at record highs. Napa, Yolo, and San Benito are the latest counties on the state watch list, which now numbers 26 of California's counties, covering more than 3/4 of the population. Doug Sofrin, KCBS.
Authorities say 2 more inmates have died from apparent complications of the coronavirus. Corrections officials say David Reed died yesterday, making him the 7th death row inmate at San Quentin to die of COVID-19. Nearly 1,400 of the 3,500 inmates at San Quentin have tested positive for the virus since May. Officials say an inmate at Corcoran State Prison died from coronavirus complications today. It is the first death at that prison.
Meantime, across the state, hospitals are treating almost 100 prisoners who have now been infected with COVID-19. KCBS's Kathy Novak reports on the conditions at San Quentin.
The outbreak at San Quentin started with a transfer of people from the California Institution for Men in Chino. Lawrence Cox Davis says he was one of the prison workers assigned to help move the incoming prisoners' boxes. Now he's sick with COVID-19, isolated in a solitary confinement cell.
I'm going back and forth. I've had the fevers. The headaches is what's killing me right now. The headaches. And I cannot smell anything, and I have no clue as to how long I'll be here.
It's the kind of story that has Sandra Smith worried. Her son is incarcerated at San Quentin.
I dread answering the phone now because I don't know if he's going to call me and say, I'm sick with corona.
She says as of a week or so ago, her son was still negative for COVID, but his cellmate tested positive.
They all somebody's son. You know, and it has nothing to do with color, race. It has to do with them all being human beings.
The governor says he's working to reduce the population at San Quentin, and a healthcare facility is being set up on site to treat patients. Kathy Novak, KCBS.
New this hour, UC Berkeley says it's seeing a notable increase in students testing positive for the virus over the last week. San Francisco Chronicle reporting that most of the cases are related to fraternity parties. An email from the university says Campus Health Services recorded 47 cases in a week, compared to a total of 23 before that since the start of the pandemic. The school attributes the spike to parties in the Cal Greek system and people not following guidelines like wearing face masks and limiting group sizes. A restaurant server in Carmel Valley ordered a man to leave after making racist comments at an Asian American family that was celebrating a birthday. The Lucia Restaurant and Bar in Carmel Valley has gotten an outpouring of community support after the incident. Raymond Arosa says he was out with his family when a man at a nearby table started ranting.
I was very impressed of how she handled it and what was important to her. She stood in front in the middle of him and our family and just kicked him out, asked him to leave. I encourage people to stand up and not in a violent way, but voice out and tell everybody that it's not acceptable anymore.
That man has been identified as Michael Lofthouse, the CEO of San Francisco-based tech company Solid 8. He sent a statement to ABC7 apologizing to the family for his behavior, adding that he will take the time to reflect on his actions. Just ahead on KCBS, Stanford announces it's dropping 11 sports. We're going to have more in 4 minutes.
Another beautiful day around the Bay Area. We'll update the forecast in just a minute. But first, Kim is back with traffic troubles in Marin County this time around. Kim?
We've got a hazard right now. If you're traveling northbound after Central San Rafael, a truck dropped 2 ladders in the lanes, and at least 2 cars hit the ladders, pulled over to the right-hand shoulder, and the truck that lost the ladders has pulled over, is trying to retrieve them right now, so watch out for that. And we still are dealing with delays up ahead north of Novato, northbound 101, because of an accident south of the Sonoma County line. So that's why there's a parade of brake lights there. The accident is on the right-hand shoulder, but the backup extends nearly to Atherton Avenue still. Santa Rosa, we've got delays on eastbound Highway 12, a crash east of Melita at Boone Road. Now on the right-hand shoulder, they did have one-way traffic control, but I can see it's still slow in both directions. Chilton Auto Body Collision Cam has just spotted a new crash on Interstate 80 in Richmond, westbound direction, involving at least one big rig before Hilltop. Traffic was light in the area. I don't see a significant backup, at least not yet, and hopefully it'll stay that way. And pretty heavy on the Lower East Shore, Interstate 80 through Berkeley, both eastbound and westbound Interstate 80. No accidents, just lots of traffic. Next update, 3:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Definitely warming up this afternoon. A lot of hazy sunshine, highs mid-80s, low 90s inland, upper 60s to mid-70s by the bay, mid-60s at the coast. Warmer inland still tomorrow and Friday, low to mid-90s and then mid to upper 90s on Sunday. Traffic and weather together on KCBS, sponsored by Bay Area Rodent Solutions.
Bay Area Rodent Solutions has been serving the Bay Area for over a decade. If you have a rodent problem at your home, they're open and ready to help. Visit the rodent exclusion experts, BayAreaRodentSolutions.com. Now performing COVID sanitation, following COVID safety guidelines.
If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, John Buys Bay Area Houses can pay you cash and close in as little as 5 days. John Buys Bay Area Houses buys houses cash in any condition, in any price range, and in any location in the Bay Area. Call 510-426-7000. John Buys Bay Area Houses buys inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses, and even those my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that has been trashed and needs tens of thousands of dollars in repairs? Call John Buys Bay Area Houses. Vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, get a cash offer in just 7 minutes. Call John Buys Bay Area Houses. 510-426-7000. That's 510-426-7000. 510-426-7000.
As temperatures heat up, so are the savings. During our Legacy Box Cyber Summer Sale, we're offering 50% off. Legacy Box is the best way to preserve your home movies and photos.
Legacy Box is one of the most meaningful things you can do for your family. Plus, we've made it simple and safe, and it's currently on sale.
Legacy Box is an all-in-one mailed kit to having your aging media converted to digital. Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film reels, and photos.
Our staff of over 250 professionals digitize everything by hand right here in the United States. In a few weeks, you get everything back on DVD or digital, ready to watch and enjoy.
We've helped over 850,000 families relive their glory days. Get started today rescuing your trapped videotapes and photos.
Shop our Cyber Summer Sale to save 50% off today. Buy now and save big, and send in your media when you're ready. Visit legacybox.com/gift. That's legacybox.com/gift for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/gift.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit inspiresleep.com to learn more.
KCBS News Time 3:12.
Our News Watch continues with big news from down on the farm. In the face of mounting financial difficulties, Stanford has just announced it plans to drop 11 varsity sports teams after the coming academic year has ended. KCBS reporter Keith Menconi has more.
Among the 11 sports, fencing, field hockey, sailing, men's volleyball, wrestling, and many others. All told, they've won Stanford 20 national championships over the years, but after the coming school year, they will be discontinued.
We will, of course, support the affected student athletes and coaches and staff as they process this news.
Stanford Athletics Director Bernard Muir, he explains the athletics department was already facing a multi-million-dollar deficit before the pandemic hit, and now it's been made even worse.
Coming out of COVID, we knew that we're going to take a hit financially from a ticket level. We know we're going to take a hit sponsorship-wise. We know we're going to take a hit from our development numbers.
Stanford is pledging to honor existing athletic scholarships for students, and the eliminated sports will have the opportunity to transition to club status in the coming years. Meantime, 20 support staff positions in the athletics department are also set to be eliminated. In the Silicon Valley Bureau, Keith Menconi, KCBS.
A player the A's traded away recently is positive for COVID-19. Kevin will have the details in 2 minutes.
Mortgage rates are at historic lows, so if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering our lowest 30-year fixed rate ever. 2.625 with a 2.64% APR. Incredible, with no origination fees or discount points. Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 30-year fixed rate is 2.625 with a 2.64% APR. Incredible! These are historically low rates you may never see again. So refinance it and forget it. That's a 30-year fixed at 2.625 with a 2.64% APR. Call the experts at Network Capital Funding now. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT as in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Business Oversight under the Finance Lenders Law. Number 603D787. An equal opportunity lender. Rates subject to change and credit approval. Call 800-500-1-HIT for more information.
It's the perfect time for a powerful business refresh during Dell Technologies Cyber Savings Event. It starts now with up to 50% off high-performance Windows 10 business laptops, desktops, and servers, plus top brand electronics. It's also your chance to streamline IT and simplify PC life cycles with PC.
Did you know Geico's now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies? That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? Your dentist to actually believe you?
And you're flossing every day.
Absolutely.
Great. And you're cutting down on your sweets?
Of course.
Wonderful. Then I don't even need to look in there.
Great. See you in 6 months.
There's never been a better time to switch to Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th. Limitations apply. Visit geico.com for details.
Hey, Arco Gas is formulated to optimize your fuel economy.
You, sir, are on the money.
Because it removes existing engine deposits.
You are so on the money.
And prevents the formation of new ones.
Again, on the money.
So, are you gonna fill up or what?
Just as soon as you get off the money, you've been standing on my 20 for 5 minutes.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Arco optimizes your fuel economy.
Requires continuous use depending on what you drive and how you drive. Optimizes your engine's performance from the harmful effects of deposits caused by minimum detergent fuels.
As we've noted, the Nats Astros on Monday had to skip workouts. The Giants yesterday because Saturday's test results were backed up because of the July 4th holiday. The Giants did get all their tests back. They were all negative. They're back to work today. The A's went through this over the weekend, and does Bob Melvin believe baseball can get this all straightened out?
I do, because it's been identified now. They may take a couple days to catch up, because once the backlog starts, it doesn't, it takes a while to get back up to speed. So I think that's what we're seeing right now. And over the last couple of days, you've seen quite a few teams cancel their workouts, and a couple other teams wait like we did to potentially get the results before they work out. So this is part of the process that needs to be ironed out.
It sure does. In the NBA, Clippers head coach Alvin Gentry has been cleared to travel with his team to coach in the NBA bubble. He's 65. He had to complete a battery of medical tests. Greg Popovich, the 71-year-old, will coach for the Spurs in the bubble, and 69-year-old Mike D'Antoni of Houston is expected to be cleared. At the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
Investors want steady cash flow and safety. NRIA is making special accommodation to help at this time. Today, investors are extended a higher than normal 10% monthly payout return from our real estate-backed Class A buildings fund. You'll receive steady 10% monthly payments to your bank account, have real estate backing you, not just paper assets, and obtain returns with bonuses targeted at 18 to 21%. NRIA's 14-year track record and now $1.2 billion in new construction development backs you. You can also use your 401k or IRA to invest for monthly cash flow right now. Get 10% monthly electronic cash flow with total yields to 18 to 21% right now. Call before this special offer is over. Call 201-210-2727. That's 201-210-2727. An offer to buy or sell any security is only made by our private placement memorandum. Read it first. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Returns are annualized. National is a real estate development firm. See us at nria.net.
The virus is in our community. You may be sick and not know it. Protect your family. Wear a mask. Keep 6 feet away from other people. Wash your hands often with soap and water and get tested. Learn more at sf.gov/knowbeforeyougo or call 311.
Off to the South Bay we go for the latest installment of KCBS Traffic. Kim Vestal, what's happening there?
Only a handful of slowdowns in the Santa Clara Valley, Jeff, but southbound 101, a couple of stretches there through Santa Clara, southbound again before and after the 880 interchange. In South San Jose, the Chilton Auto Body Collision Cam is tracking ongoing delays. A heavy patch of traffic here starting before 85, and this is because of a big rig on its side, and it's stuck blocking the right lane just before Metcalf Road on southbound 101. Highway Patrol has issued a special traffic advisory for this one. They say that rig can't be moved probably until 6 o'clock. It's going to take some extra effort there, so expect ongoing delays. Once you get past, though, smooth sailing into Morgan Hill, San Martin, and eventually Gilroy. Sunol Grade is also starting to fill in as you leave Fremont, northbound 680, brake lights just before South Mission Boulevard to North Mission, and then at the limit into Pleasanton. No problems for your ride on 580. I see eastbound starting to back up on the Dublin grade through the Dublin interchange. It opens up again through Livermore and brake lights on the Altamont Pass starting right around Greenville. Your next update at 3:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
On to the Mancini Sleep World 6-day forecast. Enjoy big savings during Mancini Sleep World's triple bonus mattress sale. We are heating up all the way through the weekend. Hazy sunshine this afternoon, mid-80s, low 90s in those inland valleys. Warmer inland tomorrow. Actually, all the way through the weekend in the inland valleys. Tomorrow through Saturday, inland highs in the low to mid-90s. Sunday in the inland valleys, warmest day of the weekend, mid to upper 90s inland. Traffic and weather together on KCBS, sponsored by the San Francisco Department of Public Health and San Francisco Department of Emergency Management. KCBS News Time, 3:21.
San Francisco's much-touted paid family leave ordinance apparently has not been as beneficial as it was supposed to be when it was passed in 2016. And that's according to a new study which shows many low-income families don't even know it exists. For more, we turn to the KCBS Ring Central Newsline and check in with the lead author of the study, Julia Goodman, Assistant Professor of Oregon Health and Science University and Portland State University School of Public Health. Thanks for being with us. It sounds to me like there has been some confusion about this policy, both among employers and employees.
Yeah, that's right. One of the reasons is that this policy, while it's a really great effort to try to expand access to paid leave to new parents and especially to lower income new parents, it's building on the state program that already exists. And that leads to some complexity in terms of, how people navigate these different programs and understand what they're eligible for. That happens both on the employer side and on the employee side, where people just don't really understand what the policy is about, what they're eligible for, how they go about getting benefits, and that's been a problem.
Basically speaking, how is the city of San Francisco's policy different than what had already been offered by the state?
So the state's program provides partial wage replacement while folks are out on leave. So at the time that the San Francisco policy went into effect, people were getting about 55% of their wages from the state, and that's now gone up to 60 to 70% of wages, depending on your income. So what the San Francisco policy does is it says that employers in San Francisco need to sort of top up the wages of employees who are getting paid family leave through the state so that they get full wage replacement for 6 weeks of leave to care for a new child. And that's really important because we know that for especially a lot of lower income workers, they just can't take advantage of a policy that only gives them partial wages, that, getting half of your minimum wage is just not enough to live on. So being able to give full pay is something that's really important.
Professor, let's drill down just a little bit. What did you find in particular about the results in San Francisco?
So one of the things that we found was that fathers were a little bit more likely to take leave after the ordinance went into effect. So there were about 13% more fathers who were filing claims for paid leave after the ordinance went into effect than in surrounding counties. So that's some good news, although it was a little bit smaller of an effect than we were expecting. The other thing that we saw that surprised us was that there really wasn't a big impact on mothers' leave taking, which is where we thought we would see some movement. So when we kind of dug into that to try to understand why, that's where we started to see that there were a lot of limitations in what people knew about the policy. So especially for lower income workers, people didn't report that they understood their benefits that were available to them. Low income workers were a lot less likely to say that they learned about their benefits from their employers. And we're reporting that, basically nobody was helping them kind of understand what they were eligible for and how to file claims. So that's something that we're really interested in, trying to understand how to better reach folks, either through their employers, through other kinds of agencies, providers, to try to get this information out to people. We're also, another thing that came out of the study is that these policies are just so complex that even, employers are confused by this, individuals are confused, and we're really trying to advocate for thinking about designing policies in a way that's a lot more simple and straightforward, so people just know what they're eligible for, know how to file claims for these benefits, and can actually take advantage of them.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Julia Goodman, professor of Oregon Health and Science University and Portland State University School of Public Health. We're checking in on Wall Street with Jason Brooks, sponsored by the Walk Shop in Berkeley. The Bay Area's favorite walking shoe store is now open.
The Federal Reserve may keep firing its bazooka at the pandemic. Fed Vice Chairman Richard Clarida told CNN that the Fed has no limit to the amount of bonds it can buy and has the bandwidth to ease policy further. Morgan Stanley Wealth Advisor Jeff Trom says the Fed has plenty of dry powder in its arsenal.
I'm sure that they have a playbook of how they can expand using other tools, using more money without going into the realm of negative interest rates.
Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester tells CNBC that Congress needs to provide more fiscal aid to individuals, businesses, and state and local governments to help mitigate the economic damage from COVID-19. Apple and Amazon shares finished at record highs today, and that was a big boost for the stock market, which rallied higher, with the Dow gaining 177 points, the Nasdaq up 148 points, and the S&P finishing higher by 24 points. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
We made USAA insurance for members like Beth, a Navy veteran. She and her husband Larry might be old school, but they're made of the curiosity to always try new things, like that cooking class, or skiing, and finally learning guitar, now that the kids are out of the house. So when Beth realized they were overpaying the insurance company they've been with for years, she and Larry thought they'd try another new thing, switching to USAA. USAA insurance is made the way Beth and Larry need it, with super knowledgeable agents who take the time to understand your coverage needs and help you find the savings you deserve. Switch and save with USAA Insurance. Get a quote today at usaa.com/insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
Ability to receive a quote depends on membership eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Stuck inside with the family? Antsy to do something and go somewhere? Obviously now is not the time to do it, but Mr. Pavers can provide the next best thing. Vacation in your own backyard. And if your backyard is not very desirable right now, Mr. Pavers can turn your backyard into your own personal paradise. Get outside, enjoy the seasonal warmth and fresh air. Mr. Pavers specializes in backyard patios, pool decks, outdoor kitchens, and driveways. Quality pavers at affordable prices. Mr. Pavers is also Diamond certified and an ICPI installer. And if you book a job before the end of the month, you will receive 20% off and free demolition. Call Mr. Pavers at 833-MR-PAVERS. That's 833-MR-PAVERS. Or go to MrPavers.com. It's so easy to get out of that stuffy house when you are steps away from outdoor fun. Let Mr. Pavers bring your dream backyard to life. Call right now. 833-MR-PAVERS. That's 833-MR-PAVERS. Or go to MrPavers.com today.
Time again for KCBS Traffic and Weather. We'll start you off on the roads. Kim Vestal has the latest on that front for us.
I have to say Novato is not having the best traffic day. We've got persistent delays on northbound 101. We're looking at the second crash in a similar spot. This one is south of the Sonoma County line. So that's why traffic is heavy just after Atherton Avenue in the northbound direction. As I said, this is the second accident in the same vicinity. So after you get through, we've got the usual slow and go through Petaluma. No accidents there. And a problem on Highway 12 in Santa Rosa near Melita is gone at Boone Road, so traffic is recovering there. Vacaville just got word of an accident, a messy one, westbound Interstate 80 before Alamo Drive, and there's some debris, so traffic is sort of slow there. Right lane slowing, not a big deal, but you don't want to run over that debris. And we've got no problems or no backup in Richmond to speak of, maybe a minor one westbound Interstate 80 because of a crash before Hilltop involving a big rig. And your next update at 3:38 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
Hazy sunshine warming up around the Bay Area. We are seeing mid-80s, low 90s inland, upper 60s, mid-70s by the Bay, mid-60s at the coast. We're going to see low to mid-90s in the inland valleys tomorrow and Friday. Traffic and weather together on KCBS.
Self-conscious about missing teeth, hiding your smile, avoid appearing in photos? Can't eat what you once did? There's a solution. Bay Area Mini Dental Implant Centers of America. They can replace those missing teeth. Here is Dr. English.
Hi, this is Dr. English. Let us restore those missing teeth with mini dental implants, allowing you to eat what you once did, smile, or speak with confidence, usually in as little as 2 visits. Mini implants are less painful, less costly, less invasive, less visits to the dentist, and just as successful as traditional implants. Imagine, no more hiding that smile, no need to be careful what you eat, no waiting for months to live your life as you once did. Now is the time. Why wait?
Be confident again. Your consultation is free. Call Bay Area Mini Dental Implant Centers of America at 833-GOT-MINI. That's 833-GOT-MINI or 650-618-6088.
Hi, this is Damon. Do you need new patio doors? Think Andersen and think big. Then visit a Dolan showroom to discover the awesome beauty of Andersen Big Doors. So many options. Really big outswings, gliding, folding, and more. Andersen windows and patio doors featured at Dolan's. Visit DolanLumber.com. That's DolanLumber.com.
Sometimes young adults with autism get stuck. Meristem helps them move forward. Located on a beautiful 13-acre campus in Fair Oaks, Meristem is a 3-year transitional residential program where young adults strive towards their own definition of independence. At Meristem, students expand their employability, social and living skills, and find the confidence to move forward on their own. Learn more at meristem.pro. That's MERISTEM.pro. Let's move forward together.
What's driving the conversation in California today? Every weekday at this time, we explore a topic that's making news in our state. This is the State of California.
And good afternoon, I'm Doug Sovereign, KCBS political reporter and host of The State of California, sponsored by Meristem, along with Patty Rising and Jeff Bell.
The Biden campaign, once lagging far behind President Trump in fundraising, is now beating it, raising record amounts of money, most of it from small donors online.
And much of the newfound energy and money for the Biden campaign is coming from Californians.
Well, Patty and Jeff, both the Trump and Biden campaigns are raising ridiculous amounts of money, each taking in more than $250 million in the quarter that just ended, and the Democrats slightly ahead for the first time. But Team Trump probably has more cash on hand since they've raised almost $1 billion for this campaign already. For more on all of this, we're going to go inside the Biden campaign. We are joined on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by Steve Wesley, the former California State Controller, former Democratic candidate for governor. Now he's a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley and a top fundraiser for Joe Biden's presidential campaign. Thanks so much for being with us. Haven't spoken with you in a while. First off, how big a role is California playing in driving this Biden money train to heights it simply hasn't seen before, Steve?
Well, look, I think it's going to play a huge role. California is obviously the largest state in the nation, 40 million people, largest economy by far, fifth largest economy in the world. And I think people here really want to see a change. So California is going to be playing a key role, not just in terms of funding the Biden campaign to, I believe, victory, but also to having an enormous number of volunteers, probably in the hundreds of thousands, calling into the 5 or 6 key battleground states. I think that will prove to be decisive on both fronts.
Mr. Wesley, for a long time, polls suggested that voters were actually pretty lukewarm about Joe Biden. When you look at this new energy and momentum, is this about renewed support for Joe Biden? Is it about a new passion for removing Donald Trump from office, or a combination of both?
Oh, I think it's a combination of both. You put your finger right on it. I mean, look, Joe Biden's clearly the most experienced candidate in the race, but he's just on the right side of the issues. He's pro-jobs, pro-environment, pro-science, pro-healthcare. It's just hard to imagine running for president, as Donald Trump is, being the champion of the coal companies, the champion of Russia, advocating for Confederate flags, and in the middle of this pandemic, saying it's time to take the Affordable Care Act insurance away from people. So I think he's roundly ended up on the wrong side of the issues most Americans, and specifically those declined state voters in the middle, care about. That, combined with his mishandling of the coronavirus and the economy, just puts him in a very tough spot.
Take us behind the scenes a little bit. How hard is it to raise money through virtual fundraisers during the pandemic? How has it changed the process?
Well, look, there's 3 points here. The first time I heard about virtual fundraisers, and I'm a tech executive, I thought, boy, that's a tough sell. People want to meet the candidate. But the fact is, after 3 months of hunkering down at home, most of us have gotten used to virtual everything. And I would say they're fairly effective. You get used to it. And the Biden campaign has done that extremely well. The second point is Joe Biden is just one of the most likable figures in American politics today. And I think people see him online. They have a chance to hear him speak. He is very genuine. He has a likability factor that Bill Clinton had and Obama had. That's the sort of thing that can lead to a big electoral win. But the big issue, and you just can't get around this, is the numbers. I'm obviously a Democrat, so I have my preferences. But when you're Donald Trump, you inherit an economy with record low 4% unemployment rate, and you drive that up to 11%, over 35 million Americans unemployed, you got a problem. Second, as everybody knows, this president started out in January saying, hey, look, there's only 15 people with coronavirus in America, and they're all getting better. Well, now we're looking at 3 million people affected, 50,000 people declared just today testing positive. We're the outlier in the world for poorly handling this, and that's just going to make it awfully tough for him to get reelected. One particularly grim statistic, we've seen 134,000 Americans die. By the time the election rolls around, that number at current trend line will be over 180,000. That's 3 times the number of people we lost in Vietnam. And this problem could have been handled much better as countries like Germany, Australia, and others around the world did. We just have the wrong guy in the job.
I want to switch gears to the Veep stakes. How short do you think the vice presidential short list is now? What are you hearing about who's still in the running to be Joe Biden's running mate?
Well, look, I don't have any insider's track, but first, we've got some extraordinary candidates. You've got people like Senator Tammy Duckworth, a veteran, wounded in battle, U.S. Senator, Asian-American woman. I mean, a stunning patriotic story. Susan Rice, Rhodes Scholar, woman of color, Val Demings, former police chief, African-American congresswoman from Florida.